Hello and welcome to another episode of Old Mate's Adventures. Kicking off this episode with showing what happened at our place this morning. We're visited or invaded by a massive swarm of bees. So what's happened here is there's a colony of bees out there and they've gotten too large for their environment. So they've decided to gather up and move on and try and find somewhere else to live. So they've come across our backyard, they've seen our existing hive and decided that they're going to try and move into the same one that we have there, that blue box. What we're trying to do here is capture them. So we've got another little hive. They call it a nuke. It's like a smaller version of a beehive. We've put some lemongrass in there. Bees are attracted to that scent. And we're grabbing a few handfuls of them and putting them in that hive. And then we're going to come back later and see if the rest of them haven't come into that little hive and settled down and settled in there. And if so, we'll take that smaller nest and we'll take that out to a relative's farm and give them a new home out there. So stay tuned to the end of this episode and we'll see if they've settled in. Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to be looking at trying to find some fatwood. And if you're like me, I had no idea what fatwood was until recently. I've been watching a few bushcrafting videos from the USA, and they go on about fatwood all the time. They go on about it because it's found in pine trees, and we don't get a lot of it in Australia because we mostly have eucalyptus. What fatwood is it's where the resin has collected in the wood, and when you use that resin-filled wood, it's fantastic for getting fires going and burning, because that resin just burns really easily and really hot. So I'm gonna go and find some pine trees up here ahead. Go and see if I can't find one that's fallen down and see where the resin is built up in a log or something like that, and then see if we can't use that to get a fire going. We'll also have a look at making a pot hanger to hang your billy over the fire. Alright, so we got this one here that's fallen over. So we'll have a look at the base of where it's broken there, see if there isn't any resin that's accumulated down the bottom there. If you have a look at that colour, that's the normal colour of pine. If you have a look down here, see how it's all that dark orange colour? I believe that's the resin that's accumulated. Once the tree dies, all the resin flows down and then accumulates at the bottom. So I should be able to find at the core of that some harder stuff. I think that's what I'm looking for. See how it's that dark colour? Yeah, that is fatwood, I believe. I just need to find a big chunk of that. So I think this is what I'm looking for here. That hard stuff. So the rest of this is real soft. But this stuff, yeah, a bit harder. Yeah, that's fatwood in there. I'm going to try and cut this bit here out somehow. Yeah, well, that's definitely what I'm looking for, but there's not much there, so I'm going to keep hunting around and see if I can't find a big chunk of it where that's accumulated and easier to get to. Alright, I spotted this old stump out here. I'm going to investigate that. I reckon that's exactly what I'm looking for. I reckon an old stump there will be where to find it. So you touch the top of this and it's all pure resin. So yeah, that looks promising. Let's have a look. Yep, that's exactly what I'm looking for there. That is fatwood. So I'm going to collect a bit of that and go find a nice place to boil a cup of tea and use that to get the fire going. So I think you just scrape a bit of that off with a knife, throw a bit of spark on it, and it'll just light straight up. Yeah, got a nice little haul of it there. My gloves are now sticky as. Righto, good to go again. Alright, yeah. Found a nice little lagoon here. It's a nice spot to have a cup of tea around, I reckon. What I'm going to do a bit different today is, instead of making a tea peater to lower the billy down onto the fire, I'm going to make like a rectangular setup. So I'm going to have two vertical sticks and then a crossbar, and then I'm going to make a pot hanger that holds the billy down in place. So I'll need to dig a couple of holes to put the two vertical bits of wood in. So I'm going to make a bit of a shovel up. I'm just going to do that by getting a nice straight bit of wood, and then I'm going to tie my little spade to the end of it. There we go. Got ourselves a shovel. So I've got my bracket up. Next I want to make a pot hanger to hold the dilly. I've got a piece of wood here for a hook on it, and that's going to sit there like that. So the next thing is to put a little groove into this to hold your billy. So what you want to do is put a cross in it. So it's going to be hanging like that, so we want the notch to be on this side. So what you do is you put an X in it, and then from the X you carve out so that the triangle on the bottom is the hook. You put it about a third of the way into the wood. This is a bag that my daughter made up for me. It's made out of drop sheet canvas, so painter's canvas. You get it from Bunnings in long lengths, it's pretty cheap. And what she's done here is she's cut two pieces of canvas, one that goes right around, that's all one piece on the outside there, and then she's just sewn it up the end. So she's done that twice, so she's got two bags, and then put them inside each other and then sewn around the top. So that's actually two bags put together. And then what that does is, you can see how you can't see the stitching on this side, and you also can't see the stitching on that side, because the stitching is in between the two bags. So yeah, it gives you a nice thick bag. It's great for, I'll just put my tarp and all my ropes in that one. Works great for that. And eventually I will make it into a wax canvas to make it waterproof as well. Rightio, let's have a look at how good this Fatwood goes. You just scrape a heap off onto a bit of bark and then throw a spark on it and it should just ignite up. We'll have a bit of a go. Alright, I've just scraped a bit off there. We'll have a look how that goes. Yeah, look at that go. Unreal. There you go, it works. Look at that, unreal. Cool. Yeah, look at that, even big chunks of it just take off. Yeah, that resin just wants to burn. I reckon even if there was wet, that would burn. Look at that. See it bubbling? I reckon if you had a fireplace, indoor fireplace, this stuff would be brilliant for just getting it going. Just throw a bit of that in and you'd be laughing. If you've got a pine forest nearby, maybe go and harvest a bit. I should smell it. It smells awesome. Damn it! Oh, that did not work. No! Shit! Oh no! Alright. Looks like I'm going for a swim. Yeah, well, it's about 3 or 4 metres deep there, and I have no idea. Yeah, it could have drifted for a fair while before it sunk, so there's not a chance of finding that billy, unfortunately. So, yeah, I didn't get to try out the pot hanger and have a cup of tea, but anyway, I might save that one and try it again later. Yeah, that's all I had today, so I'll catch you in the next vid. Yeah, leave some comments if you don't mind, and let us know what you think of the vids and what you'd like to see more of and less of. Alright, thanks. See ya. So it turns out that the bees didn't want to form a new home. They decided to move in with our bees. My wife says that's fine. Apparently there's plenty of room there. Yes, welcome to your new residence. Bees,